Do you know what makes a man lose his power faster than anything else? It's not money, it's not looks, it's not even another man. It's when a woman gets inside his head and starts playing games he doesn't even realize he's part of. And the most dangerous part? These games are invisible until you've already lost. She can make you doubt yourself, question your worth, and even believe that you're not good enough, when the truth is, you were more than enough from the very start. Most men never see it coming, because the game doesn't start with her words. It starts with silence, with hesitation, with subtle shifts in her behavior that make you feel unsettled without knowing why. That unease you feel when she suddenly pulls back after being so warm the night before. That isn't an accident. That's the test. Here's the secret. Women don't always test a man with direct confrontation. They test by creating emotional tension. They want to see if you'll break, if you'll chase, if you'll fold under pressure. It's not about cruelty, even though it can feel cruel. It's about instinct. A woman's psychology is designed to measure your strength without you ever realizing she's doing it. And the tragedy is, most men fail. They beg, they over-explain, they panic. And in that instant, they show her exactly what she feared. Weakness disguised as love. You've felt it before, haven't you? That rush of confusion when she's distant, that desperate urge to fix something you can't even name. You replay conversations in your head, you analyze every word, you wonder what you did wrong. But the truth is, this isn't about what you did. It's about how you respond. And the moment you lose control of yourself, you lose her respect. That's the real game. Control. Not of her, of yourself. Because women are drawn to the man who doesn't flinch when she pulls away. The man who holds steady, calm, unshaken. That's the man who wins. That's the man who passes the test without even realizing he was being tested. Every woman has a secret playbook, and the pages aren't written in words. They're written in emotions. She knows how to create a storm in your mind without ever raising her voice. The truth is, the games she plays aren't random. They're calculated, instinctive strategies designed to separate men who are easily broken from men who are unshakable. You see, attraction isn't just about chemistry. It's about survival. Deep in her psychology, a woman wants to know if you can hold your ground when everything feels uncertain. And that's why she doesn't always tell you what she wants. She wants to see if you can lead without being given a map. Think about it. When she suddenly becomes distant after a perfect night, when she takes longer to respond, when her warmth cools without explanation, what do? Most men panic. They drown her with calls, with questions, with long paragraphs begging for clarity. And in that desperation, they give her the answer she was secretly looking for. No, he can't handle the storm. But the man who refuses to bend, the man who doesn't rush to fix what isn't broken, that man communicates something powerful without saying a word. I trust myself. I don't need your constant reassurance to know my value. And that, right there, is what pulls her deeper in. These games aren't about making you suffer, though they can feel like torment. They're about revealing who you really are under pressure. Because when she tests you, she's not looking for perfection. She's looking for consistency. A woman wants to know if you're the same man when she's giving you all her attention as you are when she withdraws it. Do you collapse? Or do you remain centered, calm, steady? Every time you react with neediness, you show her a man who depends on her mood for his sense of worth. But every time you remain grounded, you show her a man who lives by his own gravity. That's the man she cannot manipulate. That's the man she respects, follows, and desires beyond logic. The most dangerous female mind game is not when she pulls away. It's when she pulls you closer, only to create distance the moment you lean in. That push and pull isn't an accident. It's a deliberate cycle to measure the depth of your emotions and the strength of your discipline. She wants to know, do you lose yourself when she gives you her warmth? Do you forget your mission, your standards, your identity, or do you enjoy her presence without letting it consume you? This is where most men fail because they confuse desire with dependence, and dependence is the one thing she cannot respect. Here's the brutal truth. When she showers you with affection, she's not just giving, it's also a mirror. She's watching to see if you can handle abundance without becoming weak. Some men get hooked instantly. They start rearranging their lives, sacrificing their boundaries, even erasing their masculinity just to keep the affection flowing. But the moment she senses that, the moment she realizes her attention is your oxygen, she knows she holds all the power. And that's when she flips the switch, pulling back to see how desperate you become. If you chase, if you beg, if you crumble, she confirms her suspicion. You were never in control of yourself to begin with. But imagine a man who doesn't lose his center, a man who enjoys her warmth fully, yet never forgets who he is without it. When she pulls back, he doesn't panic, he doesn't spiral, he doesn't demand explanations. Instead, he continues on his path, unshaken. That's when she feels the one thing she never expected: uncertainty. She wonders why she can't rattle you like every other man. She questions why her usual games don't work on you. And in that doubt, her attraction grows stronger, not weaker. Because deep down, every woman craves a man who isn't swayed by her storms, but anchors her instead. That anchor is rare, and that's why she tests so relentlessly. She's searching for it, even if she doesn't realize it herself. And when she finds it, she holds on tighter than you can ever imagine. One of the oldest games in the female mind is comparison. She may never say it out loud, but she will drop subtle hints, stories about an ex, comments about another man's confidence, casual mentions of someone who just gets it. And while it sounds like harmless conversation, it's not. It's a test, a trap, disguised as small talk. She wants to see if you flinch, if you become defensive, if jealousy consumes you, because in that instant, she discovers what kind of man you truly are, one who feels threatened by shadows, or one who knows his value can't be replaced by another name in a story. The cruel beauty of this game is that it's never about the other man. It's about you. If you react with insecurity, you tell her everything she needs to know. You tell her that her approval defines you, that you're not grounded enough to withstand doubt. But when you don't bite the bait, when you stay composed, calm, even amused, something shifts inside her. She realizes she can't control you through comparison. She realizes that you don't compete with anyone because you don't need to. You are your own standard, and that is the highest form of strength a man can project. Think about how powerful this really is. Most men collapse under the weight of jealousy, drowning a woman in questions, accusations, or silent resentment. But the man who doesn't, the man who can look at her calmly, even smile when she tries to stir insecurity, that man becomes unforgettable, because he shows her he doesn't fear losing her, and paradoxically, that's what makes her cling tighter. When you aren't desperate to keep her, she becomes desperate to keep you. That's the twisted paradox of the game. The less you need her validation, the more she craves your approval. So remember this. Comparison is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to expose you. And the exposure is where most men are revealed as fragile. But you have the chance to be different, to show her that no other man intimidates you because you are complete without competition. That's the kind of presence that silences games before they even begin. There's another mind game women play, and this one is more dangerous than silence, more powerful than comparison. It's unpredictability. One moment, she's the sweetest presence in your life. The next, she's cold, distant, and unreadable. And that unpredictability isn't random. It's deliberate. She wants to keep you off balance, to see if your emotions are tied to hers, to see if your sense of peace depends on her moods. If it does, you're already trapped. Because when your emotional state rises and falls with her approval, she owns you without ever having to say a word. Most men can't handle unpredictability. They take every mood swing personally. They scramble to fix, to soothe, to beg for the return of her warmth. But that's exactly what she's watching for. She doesn't want to see you break when the ground beneath you shifts. She wants to see if you can walk through chaos without losing your stride. If you can't, she knows she can control you with nothing more than a change of tone. And once a woman knows she can control your emotions, respect dies instantly. Attraction follows soon after. But here's the secret she doesn't expect. Unpredictability loses all its power against a man who is emotionally steady. The man who doesn't flinch when her mood swings. The man who doesn't question his worth because she's quiet today and glowing tomorrow. That man sends a message so loud it shakes her to her core. I don't need you to be consistent for me to remain strong. And in that moment, her own game backfires. Because unpredictability doesn't weaken him. It weakens her hold on him. This is the paradox few men understand. The less reactive you are to her unpredictability, the more predictable she becomes. Because deep down, what she craves isn't control, it's stability. She wants to feel safe with you, but the only way to know if you can give her safety is to test your strength with chaos. And if you remain unshaken, she realizes she's found something rare, a man who is an anchor in a world full of storms. That's the man she doesn't play games with anymore. That's the man she finally trusts. The truth is, every game a woman plays is designed to reveal one thing: who you are when she pushes you to the edge. Will you fold into weakness, or will you rise with strength? She doesn't play these games because she hates you. She plays them because at her core, she's searching for certainty. She wants to know if the man standing in front of her is built to last, or if he's just another fleeting presence who crumbles under pressure. And if you've ever felt the sting of being tested, understand this: it's not rejection, it's the doorway to respect. But only if you respond the right way. Here's the hard truth most men don't want to face. The moment you allow her games to control you, you give away your power. You become a puppet dancing to her emotions, and no woman truly loves a man she controls. But when you master yourself, when you stop chasing, stop pleading, stop needing, you become something rare. You become the man she can't bend, the man she can't predict, the man she can't replace. That's when the games stop, because she realizes they no longer work. And what's left after that? Pure respect, pure attraction, pure devotion. So hear me now. Stop fearing the games. See them for what they are: tests of your strength, your confidence, your ability to remain unshaken. Don't react with desperation. Don't surrender your peace. Hold steady, stay grounded, and remember that no one, not even the woman you love, defines your worth. That's yours alone. And when you live that truth, you don't just pass the tests, you rise above them. You become unforgettable. Now I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever caught yourself failing one of these tests? Chasing when you should have stood still, begging when you should have breathed? Share your experience in the comments. I want to know your truth. And if this message hit you, if it opened your eyes, do one thing right now. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who desperately needs to hear this tonight. Because every man deserves to see the games clearly and finally take back his power.